In 1989, a researcher crawling through an uncharted section of jungle in Papua New Guinea pressed his hand against what he thought was a mossy rock wall. It moved. What he had touched was a living organism so large, so old, and so unlike anything previously documented that the initial findings were held from publication for over 3 years. The last thing on this list tonight is still growing deep in the jungles of Central Africa. There is a fungal network so vast it connects thousands of trees across miles of rainforest. Scientists who study it describe it less like a plant and more like a nervous system. It responds to damage. It reroutes nutrients away from dying trees toward healthy ones. It makes decisions. In 2019, researchers discovered it was also producing compounds that had never been seen before. Compounds that had no natural explanation for existing. They still don't know why. In 2007, a team of botanists hacking through uncharted Venezuelan jungle stumbled into a clearing. In the center of that clearing was a plant they had never seen. It had no chlorophyll. It produced no oxygen. It didn't photosynthesize at all. Instead, it fed entirely off the decay of everything around it, turning death into growth. Scientists classified it, named it, and quietly noted in their report that it appeared to be expanding in the jungles of Madagascar. In 2008, researchers discovered a species of bamboo that flowers once, produces seeds, and then dies. That part is known. What wasn't known was that every single plant of that species across the entire island flowers at exactly the same time, simultaneously, as if receiving a signal from somewhere. Scientists have never identified what triggers it or what sends the signal. In 2011, deep in the Amazon, a mycologist discovered a fungus growing on the underside of leaves that had never been documented. When he brought samples back to the lab, something unexpected happened. The fungus continued to grow in conditions with no light, no moisture, like no organic matter to feed on. It grew for 11 days before the team finally understood what they were observing. It wasn't feeding off anything in the lab. It was feeding off something in the air that no instrument could detect. The sample was destroyed. The findings were never formally published. But this is where it gets truly disturbing. In a remote section of the Indonesian jungle in 2015, a GPS mapping drone lost signal and came down in an area that had never been surveyed. When the recovery team reached it 3 days later, they found the drone completely encased in a substance that matched no known organism in any scientific database. The substance was still growing when they found it. They removed the drone, brought back samples, and 6 months later, a leading mycologist on the project quietly resigned. No explanation was ever given, but what they caught on camera in these same jungles is even worse. Watch that next.